All right, all right. Hey, everybody. How's it going? And welcome to another episode of Darby Topknot in Baldur's Gate 3. It's a special episode because we we have been doing updates as we've been going along, not streaming everything, obviously, because that'd be way too much and ruin the story for lots of people out there. But special episode because all of a sudden, it's at the end. We had the big boss fight. And so, yeah, so I thought I would hop on a stream and just do this last piece so we can see how the stories of the various companions we've had and all of that, the various NPCs work out. And so, hope you're having a great week so far. I know I am. And so, yeah, so let's get to this. By the way, if you can see the screen, the look on Darby's face, have you ever been at a party and like two of your friends are, one of your friends is, trying to convince somebody else of something and they're just not going for it. And one of the guys is like somebody you don't know that well. And you're just like, oh, come on, dude. That is totally the look on Darby's face right now. And you can see all the other guys like Gale and Karlak back there. They're all standing there kind of kind of uncomfortably looking on. Yeah, these guys are definitely at a party and they just had a confrontation. So where are we and what has been going on? I think the last time we talked, we was when we went after Gortash, and we took him out, and that was the last piece of the nether stones that we were supposed to use, and then they were sending us after the elder brain. So we went after the elder brain, and the one thing that we're supposed to do is free Orpheus, who, if you remember, it's that ancient Githyanki dude who was keeping us from, having our tadpoles take us over and turn us into mind flayers and all that. So we needed to free him, and it was kind of like, hey, the next opportunity you get to go into the prism, that little astral prism thing that Shadowheart had, go ahead and take that opportunity and then free Orpheus. Or you can join the Emperor. We found out some stuff about the Emperor. I will not spoil it for you guys. Epic anime betrayal. I cannot believe that Wizards of the Coast let Larian, who made this game, lay down that kind of lore about somebody who is important to the lore of the Sword Coast and all that, and Farron, and the Forgotten Realms D&D setting. Cool stuff, but interesting. You'll see when you play. So I won't ruin that for you. But we went. We did. We'd been telling the Emperor that we weren't going to put up with this crap for a long time, and so finally, the Elder Brain was going to overpower us because we didn't make any of our skill checks when we confronted it. So, we made one, and strength of all the ones for Darby to make. He's not exactly the strongest guy in the world, if you can take a look. And yeah, doesn't this dude in the purple, the Illithid here, this is actually Orpheus. Doesn't he look like, you're at the party and he won't even stand up, but he's just really belligerent. He's like telling somebody to mind their own business right now. And I think it just looks like everybody wants him to go home and stop messing up the party. But yeah, so we went through that and then freed Orpheus. Orpheus was like, okay, well, the reason the nether things didn't work is you have to be an Illithid to make them really work. And I'm like, well, dude, that's on you. So he turned himself into a mind flayer, an Illithid. And so that's him right there. So right here, this is Orpheus. Of course, this is Lae'zel. And he's like, okay, so we just beat the Elder Brain dude, and it was a very quick fight. You do like this. You have to get to a certain place, and that is probably the most challenging part because they're dropping bombs on you the whole time. And so then you climb the brain, you get on the brain, then there's another fight for you to get to another place. So it's a lot of timed stuff, right? The fights aren't that difficult, but it's really about having these time constraints built in. And, you know, so if you are like a dungeon master or something in D&D or any other TTRPG, if you're a game master, I mean, that's something that you can do. Is it doesn't necessarily have to be super powerful things, but when you start putting time constraints on the players, they'll start, you know, it can make that encounter or that puzzle or whatever it is more memorable. Just don't be a jerk about it, you know. Don't be ruthless about it. You know, do it in a way that just brings out the best in the players. You know, failure's fine. You know, characters dying is fine, but just make sure you match it to the players you have at the table. And so that's something that they did here. Instead of like, oh, let me give you another tougher creature to fight here, they made it a time-based thing. Hey, you have 4 rounds to get to this place. Cool, right? And so that making it more and more difficult the longer it takes, but so we were able to get through there. We got rid of the Elder Brain, which had morphed into a Nether Brain. Not really sure what the difference is, but that's, you know, story-wise what happened. And so we beat them. By the way, they and all of their dudes in their ships and stuff were destroying the city of Baldur's Gate. So what you're seeing around here, that is Baldur's Gate. It's just on fire right now. So we just finished, and actually, is that might be one of the ships, or it could be the Elder Brain itself. I thought it went into the water. Excuse me. But anyway, so now we have gotten to the point where we're kind of doing these closing dialogues, I think. I think that's where we are. And so at this point, Orpheus is like, I don't want to be a squid forever, so go ahead and, you know, kill me. And he says, carry my hope. He's talking to Lae'zel, right? So he wants her to take over his spot. Carry my hope, carry my burden, call my dragons, Kulos and Kuthos, and ride to the Astral Sea. That's where the Githyanki live. Destroy Vlaakith, that's the evil leader of the Githyanki. Release our people and be our future and our legacy. So now we get to start putting in our 2 cents about what's going to happen. And just to make sure, because I'm not sure what these will be. Yep, we still have the cringe content thing. So if anything weird comes up, we'll go ahead and get rid of it real quick. So yeah, that's one thing. So I think at this point, Darby is going to, and, you know, Darby, we've been kind of role-playing him more like Furrow, which is a different character because Darby didn't really have a personality. He was more of a reactive guy when we were playing him in D&D. But you should do this, Lae'zel. Your people need you. So let's encourage her to go and be a leader and see where it goes from here. So glad to have you here and hope you're having a great day.
It will be done. I will never be free while my people are still bound by Vlaakith's chains.
Enough talk. Give me my freedom. Freedom from this form.
Yeah, so he wants us to kill him. Don't deserve to die. Yeah, you're a mind flayer, but you aren't you? How about this?
Yes. But for how long? My mind screams. It will never stop until it has slipped away from me entirely. I will not be Gake. I did what I did to save my people. The rest is up to them. Someone else must rise within the ranks to lead the revolution against Vlaakith. Give me my freedom from this form. Release my soul to the astral seas, while I still have one to call my own.
Yeah, so he definitely wants us to kill him. We'll see what the options are here. If you listen to the sound design here, like the voice recordings and stuff, it sounds like it's not done as well at this point. There's some really weird stuff with gating and stuff with the voices. But I don't know if that's intentional or if it's just, you know, they ran out of time or something, or maybe need to re-record some voices. But there are certain points in time in the game where the voice acting is really good overall, but the voice recordings, where sometimes they're not quite up to the standards of the others. Let's see. Say what you will, have no intention of killing you. Give him the honorable death he craves. Persuasion. You may not be able to return to your people, Orpheus, but you deserve to live in their future. And you know what? This will be a canned response. This persuasion, Darby's actually really good at. He has a bunch of stuff that makes him better at this. So let's go ahead and let's add guidance from Shadowheart and then a bonus. And 20, I don't know if we'll get it. Let's see. Okay, 2 tens. Yeah, that'll go. We got this voice of the circle from that Myconid leader dude, so.
Perhaps you are right. I may not be the one to lead my people, but I can still bear witness to their glory. I shall find a place for myself in a corner of these realms. For even in darkness, the stars of Tunarath will shine upon me. You were a worthy ally.
Not sure who Tunarath is. If you guys know, drop it in the comments, I guess.
Never have I known a prince more noble. I hope he can find peace.
There have been some really cool cinematics in here. And okay, dragons are going back to the Astral Sea.
The Githyanki are leaving us. An unlikely place to find ourselves, fighting on the same side as them.
With the Githyanki gone, there's nothing left but the silence of the city. Smoldering, waiting to be rebuilt. But it seems that Gale's mind is elsewhere.
The crown.
Yeah, he wants the crown. He's been
Somewhere
talking
in
about
the
it the whole
Geontha.
time.
If I salvage the stones, I can reforge it. And once I have, I'll return it to Mistra.
Yeah, plopped
She'll
in
cure
the
me of my affliction,
water there.
and I'll finally be free.
So Gale kept wanting to blast off his Netherese orb that's inside of him, and so we didn't let him do that. One of the other things that kept happening, if you see back here, Darby has a couple swords, and then he has these 2-hand crossbows. So he like dual wields, and the Illithid in the fight before the Elder Brain, they kept using disarm on him, so he kept dropping his weapons and he'd have to go and pick them up. But they were ruthless about that. So when you do the final battle where you're trying to get up to the crown, keep that in mind, that you're gonna have guys there that kind of match up with your guys really well, and they fight really intelligently. So let's see, better yet, you'll be her chosen. What do you care what Mistura thinks? Keep the crown and you could become a god. Are you ready to give up such powers? You'll never have the chance again. So we'll encourage him to be a good boy, and better yet, you'll be her chosen.
Deserving one this time around. If this adventure has taught me anything, is that there are things in this world far more valuable than power. Besides, growing quite fond of this merry band of ours, and I'd quite like to see what happens to it. I'm sure Mistra will summon me soon enough, but until then, I propose we celebrate our victory the mortal way, with a drink in our hands and reckless abandon in our hearts.
A nip, a dance, and a song. Don't mind if I do. I think we're due an evening's reprieve.
Yeah, I'm a little creeped
What's
out
our
by
leader
Will's
have to
dancing.
say?
Celebration sounds perfect. Should stay in the city and help to rebuild it. That's probably what Furrow would say. Darby would totally be up for the celebration. Let's get out of the city. Oh, go someplace else. Maybe they'll do some DLCs or something like that for this game, so you can take your dudes and go do other stuff. I think it's time we part ways, so how about we celebrate?
I honestly don't mind what we do once we get to the... Ow! What the... Oh, no.
Oh, he was
God.
just saying that he is
Well-
fine.
It was nice when it lasted.
He is a vampire.
Ah! I'm sorry. I have to go.
He will sorely miss that freedom, I sense. It may be quite some time before we see him again.
And Captain Obvious.
We did it, soldier. The city's going to be all right.
And I heard
So
things about
you-
Karlak having a sad ending. Yeah.
Engine's finally cooked. Held on just long enough. So, how'd I do?
Darby. Spectacular in every way. You did what needed doing. Doesn't matter, it's over. Let's try to be nice about this.
So are you. My friend. My companion. I adore you.
Darby looks stoned.
Careful! Hot! I never gave up. I did my best. I did my best. It's the one thing I can't beat, isn't it? I wanted to live in my city with my friends. But life is for the living. And I sought... Goodbye, son. Goodbye, sea. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Moon. Okay. No, Karlak, I won't allow this. You're going to live. We're returning to Avernus together. No, I don't think so. Goodbye, Karlak. Oh, that's so sad. Stay with her, watch her be here. We'll say goodbye.
I'm ready. I stand back. I'm going to...
I think there are ways to save her, but we didn't get that. Oof. So it looks like there are just a bunch of epilogue scenes. Oh, it sounds like Violet has entered the chat. A bunch of epilogue scenes that are kind of smashed together.
It's over. And it's all because of you. You,
Yeah,
who
the
were destined to become a
citizens started revolting against the mind
Thanks
flayers
to
after
you,
the
there
Elder
will
Brain went
be
down.
no illithid empire.
There goes
no
Scratch.
death god's tyranny.
Some chickens.
You have earned your place amongst the legends of the Sword Coast.
It's kind of funny how at the end of games like
You
this,
are the
they try to
saviors
pump you up
of
and make you feel good about
Baldur's
what you did.
Gate.
Last night was perfect. Though
Okay, I've
I
got my
couldn't
hand on the
help
button
lying
here.
there thinking about my parents before you stirred.
Okay. It's normal you're still grieving. Did parents oh, dude. It's normal
I
you're
gave
still
them
grieving.
the release they asked for. Freed myself from Shah's grasp just as they wished for. But there's moments where I think I'd trade that to be able to see them again. Talk to them again. There's so much only they could have told me.
It's kind of funny how
That's all
she
gone
got
now.
the same haircut as, or the hair
I've got to
color
move
and all
on.
that of Darby eventually.
Find some place for myself.
You know, he's setting a fashion statement. And we did find this cool dye. I forget where. I think it was at, like, there's this tailor shop or something in Baldur's Gate. And so we colored everybody with this teal and pink. It was cool. Let's see. You'll find what you need. Sure of it. Place for you by my side if you want to. Good luck with that. Okay. So
I was hoping you'd say that.
Darby and
Whatever lies ahead
it
will
was
be
kind
far
of,
less daunting if I have you.
pick somebody and then
It
tell
could be
everybody
just
else
like
to
old times.
go away.
Well,
Right.
hopefully not exactly like old times. I think I've had enough camping and mortal peril for one
Oh,
lifetime.
and the other thing, the owlbear cub grew up and was part of the fight, right? So he got tough, man. He had armor and everything. So if you have an opportunity to get them, and it looks like this is it, right? That is the end of the game. What about, it didn't say anything about Will. It didn't say anything about Halsin, but we weren't using them. Maybe it just goes over the ones that are in your party. Yeah, and the Ms. Zora never came back up after she got mad at us. So, but that looks like that
There
is
thou art,
it.
the dead three. Thy faces gods, thy actions barely worthy of the name.
So these are basically
Didst
the
truly
people that we were
believe
fighting,
thy ploy would succeed,
or their proxies.
Didst believe I would not notice. Thou soughtst to bolster thy strength by taking away the souls of mortals. But souls vanish when their hosts become mind flayers. Didst think the other gods would not notice? Gods thou may be, yet thou hast proven thyself fool.
The way he's talking, I wonder who Withers is.
Everyone. The supplication of Bane, the whimper of Baal, the death mule of Merkel, felled by mortals.
All of these,
I
Orin
overestimated thee.
was
They
the chosen of Baal, I think.
Vermin,
She was probably the best fight.
away. Thou wilt trouble us no more.
Yeah, who is he? Does anybody know? And okay, loading screen, right? So is it loading up something new, or is that? That's that. So, game over, guys. But with a game like this, there is so much content, and we missed some ones where it was obvious that there were major things that were there. I've never noticed that before. Look at these guys coming down there. You know, like the gnomes, we didn't save them, the deep gnomes. And there was that one dude who was in the cave-in, and he died because we went back to camp. And there are tons of other battles and stuff that we never did, like whole parts of it, simply because of the choices we made. So I'm gonna go back and let's see. Let's go here and make a new character and just do a little playthrough to try to hit some of the stuff that we missed along the way. And let's see. This is the intro scene, and I will, at a certain point, I will put the cringe content thing over this simply for YouTube reasons. Because if this is the one at the beginning, yeah, it's a bit too realistic. Certain parts where they're kind of putting the tadpoles in your brain and stuff. But yeah, so my thought was, since I really kind of played that first playthrough with the choices that Furrow would have made. So for Orb Weaver, he was an urchin who was a halfling and all that, and he was in the last campaign that we had, where Darby Topknot was a kind of a DNPC. He was just there to help the players when they first started, and so he never made any choices, never really did anything. And yeah, we'll get ready to, yeah, we'll throw this up, I think, right now. But so he never made choices or anything like that. I don't think YouTube would do anything about this, but it's way more graphic than might be okay. So so this is where they're infecting you, right? And here we go. So there. I think we're all good now. Now it should go to character creation, right? But
Who are you?
enable. I don't need to reset the tutorials. Turn on pop-ups. No. Okay, cool. And so Furrow, one of the things he would do is he had proficiencies with disguising himself. And so he would, he was pretty timid, so he would disguise himself sometimes. And so the first one he did, they were going into some city, and he was like, oh, I'd better, hide myself. And so on the way there, he did up a disguise with his disguise kit, and he disguised himself as a gnome. And when they asked what his name was, he said Bailey Barkrider. And so it became kind of a running gag during that campaign that Furrow would sometimes identify himself as Bailey Barkrider, sometimes dress up like that, and sometimes just say that that's who he was. And he started planting the seeds of this legend of Bailey Barkrider. And Bailey Barkrider was supposed to be, kind of a bad guy and all that. But what I was going to do now is, since I played the rogue, I'm going to play somebody with the powers of Furrow, but make him a gnome and Bailey Barkrider to play through here, because I've actually never played a gnome in 5e, which is what this is all based on. So let's go ahead and see what we've got going. Gnome. And racial features. Yep, you're slow, but you get advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws. That's actually really good. So gnome, and we have rock gnome, forest gnome, deep gnome. Let's see what these are. Dark vision, of course. Artificer's lore, so proficiency bonus to history checks. So have proficiency in history. Forest gnome, speak with animals. That in this game is huge. So if you don't have speak with animals through some type of racial feature or a spell, like if you're a druid or something, make sure you do alchemy to get the speak with animals potions. Talk to every animal you can find. And let's see. And then dark vision, of course. And deep gnome is what? Oh, okay. That's deep gnomes, I think, were called Svirfneblin originally. Superior dark vision. Stone camouflage. I think that we might go... What is this other one? History. I think this is the one to do. Because, actually, you know what? Furrow, he did talk to animals, or cats, all the time. And he did have that as one of his features that he had. So, class, we will go Warlock. Eldritch Blast, one of the best cantrips ever. Blade Ward. Blade Ward. And spell slots. Okay. Cantrips. So we will have that, and True Strike, Poison Spray, Minor Illusion. Okay, so in this game you can make people investigate stuff. Mage Hand, don't need. Friends, maybe. Bone Chill. Bone Chill, actually, you know, a lot of guys, when you get higher in level, use that, and it's pretty good. Two turns, and it's an action. I mean, that's not a very good... Well, it is a cantrip, so that's a protection one. Gains advantage on charisma checks against non-hostile creature. We're going to take that and this. Eldritch Blast. Okay. Subclass. The Fiend, the Great Old One, the Archfey. Armor Vagathus, so makes your armor class better, but you basically... Actually, here it only does temporary hit points, and then if something hits you, you do cold damage to them. Arms of Hadar. When you reduce a hostile creature there, you get temporary hit points. What is the Great Old One? Dissonant Whispers. So psychic damage. Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Very good spell. Mortal Reminder. When you land a critical hit against a creature, that creature and any nearby enemies must succeed on a Wisdom saving throw or become frightened. Archfey. Fairy Fire. Sleep. Sleep's also a good spell. Fey Presence. Furrow. His patron was the Cat Lord. And so his thing was all about shadows and stuff like that. So it was really a Shadowfelly thing. So I'm wondering if... I mean, this is really going to clash with Will there. Maybe these psychic ones. That's interesting. Sleep, Fairy Fire, Fey Presence. You know what? Let's go ahead and do Great Old One. Oh, and we get to choose our spells. Cool. Let's get rid of both of those. Hellish Rebuke. It's a good spell. Basically, you get hit. I'm going to take Hex, I believe. So, basically what you do is, when you attack something, you do more damage to it. And protection from good and evil. I mean, there's Witch Bolt, which is good, but we already have Eldritch Blast. And the armor, probably not. I think Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Background. So Furrow was an urchin. Sleight of hand and stealth. Now, Bailey Barkrider. Let's see. Basically, these are just about what type of bonuses you get. So what type of skills you get out of this. Deception and stealth. And performance might not be a bad one. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And then, let's see, so warlocks are based on charisma. And yeah, strength's not a big deal for him. He's going to be using... Let's see. That will give him the +2. Right. I mean, this is probably about as good as it gets, right? Don't care about strength, wisdom. So it's only going to let us go to 15. So let's go ahead and put wisdom up. Well, actually, let's see. Yeah. So it only lets you do that. Sorry, not used to point by. So that should be fine. Okay, so skill proficiencies, let's change those. Arcana. So the ones we want, intimidation, I don't think so. Deception, maybe. Investigation. Let's see, perception we can't get right now, but we'll probably do that as a, in one of the level ups. And performance is a +3, and that's not bad. History, investigation, let's go ahead and move that to deception. And instead of that, how about investigation? Or we can do that. So go with the charisma-based ones. Okay, cool. Here we go. So we'll go with that for now. And edit appearance. So this is where it gets fun. So let's see. Can we? Yeah. So male.
Where to next?
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
Be wary. This place is trapped.
It's opened.
More of those wretched things.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed.
That
I
might,
can feel its aura.
that might be
Where
the
to
voice.
next?
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Okay, we'll go with that. And let's go ahead and check out the face. Furrow was a very young, very, very slim halfling. But Bailey, let's see, what should he be? Not that one. Maybe that one. Not that one. Not that one. So that guy. Or this guy. Let's go ahead and go with this. And his skin was... Wait, no scars. His skin was kind of olivey. Yeah, let's go with that. Maturity, not at all. Freckles, let's see. Do we have freckles? Okay, so there's that. And if we turn the intensity way down, yeah, that'll be cool. Okay. Let's see. So that's general body art. None, I don't think. Eyes. Okay. Let's make it heterochromia. So he's a gnome, so they kind of have slate gray eyes, right? So if we go like that and then make the other just slightly off, like that, that'll work. Makeup, it doesn't really wear makeup. Hair. Okay, so here's where we, where's the facial hair? Let's get rid of this facial hair real quick. Okay, now we can take a better look. Bro had really short hair, but what would Bailey Barkrider have? Those are some big ears, man. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Half a head of hair. Yeah, maybe something like this. Yeah, there we go. Hair color. So what's a good color? We did silver before, so let's go with something more like this, and then highlights. Let's turn the intensity on them way up. Okay, so that's where they are. There we go. Bring them down just a bit. Yeah. There, I think that works. And graying. Graying intensity, none. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I think that works. What do you guys think? He looks like a little problem child there. I think that's pretty good. Facial hair. Some of these are just great. Let's see. Now we'll go ahead and we'll go with this here. Okay, so facial hair. Proceed, right? Okay. Bailey Barkrider. Bailey Barkrider. The way I got the name of my very first character, that was in a game called Arena. If you guys are familiar with Skyrim, Arena was the very first Elder Scrolls game. It's like back on DOS. It was ages back. It was before Daggerfall. Came to time to name the dude, and I'm like, oh, I can't think of a cool name, so I just took my hand and I hit the keyboard, and it came out Ouyfy. So Weefy became the name of characters from then on out. Daily Barkrider.
You need a guardian. Choose one.
I need a guardian. Randomized appearance. Let's see. Yeah, we could have a half orc. I think we had a little gnome last time. That actually looked a lot like who we had the first time. So, okay, let's go. How about number 7? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. That looks like a guardian. And venture forth, right? So, here we go. The beginning of the game, and this is how it all started. And so we'll do another playthrough of this, and you know, like I said, try to pick up on the things that we missed the first time. And so, you know, if anything interesting happens, I'll go ahead and bring you guys in for it. And you guys remember all of these things. And so let's go ahead, and I believe are we able to skip this at all? Guess not. So, really cool cinematics. But yeah. This is what Baldur's Gate used to look like. Or no, this was a different town, actually. So, amazing cinematics. This is where they capture us all. See how they're pulling us in. Then the Dragon Riders come out. Not sure if we went through this in our first episode of the series with Darby, but this is what the beginning was like. And there's the Nautiloid. So it goes through a bunch of different landscapes. On the Red Dragons. They were actually made a deal with Tiamat so that she would let them use them. There's Lae'zel. Away. Let's just great cinematics. And once again, there's Lae'zel. We're flying along. And this is the Nine Hells. Avernus, I guess. And that's the way it begins. So we will get our little dude out. And this will be, like I said, you guys have seen through the whole thing pretty much. At least just a few different points. You notice there are defiant little gnome. So everybody, say hello to Bailey Barkrider. Let's see if we can get a good look at him.
Moving in.
There he is. Where's a good place to stand? How about over here? There we go. All right. That's a good stance there. So, perfection. So yeah, anyway, we will start this out and just when we get to the parts, you know, like saving the gnomes and stuff like that that we missed, we'll pull you guys back in and everything in another stream. But in the meantime, yeah, I want to say to everybody, thank you for hopping on. And, you know, thanks for following us through this. So this is another series kind of in the can here. But we do have the others coming. Ark, Survival Ascended looks like it will have some footage from in-game this week. And we'll be launching very soon. And then we do have Minecraft as well. And we do have our normal Ark series for the Ottoman Empire. So, okay. Hope you guys have a fantastic week. Look forward to seeing you in another one. And bye for now.